Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my APP press, uh, automatic processing press from Lee. I got this for processing brass, mostly in 9mm and 45 or handgun, but I have started using it for my 22-250 now. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of what the press is. So this is the press here. They're not terribly expensive. I think this was like 180 bucks with shipping and taxes, something like that. They are not easy to find. I had to go to, I think, somewhere in Ontario to find a place that had one in. So, just to show you a little bit. So this is a breech lock type press. So I ordered it. You can order them caliber specific to start if you want, and you'll get the 9mm dies and so forth. Now, you can use a standard Lee die in it because you can get these breech lock instead of the ring and put these on, these breech locks. And then they screw into place because they got a little Allen key, and you'll always have the right thing, right height. It's the same on the bottom. This is where the casing passes through here. Of course, these are express collets. A normal one has it just goes in one side. These are express ones, so the shell casing passes through. It stops, you do your thing, and then it gets pushed out. And that's why you can process stuff so quickly. And again, it just goes in and twist with your hand and twist it in place. So the operation of it's simple, like that. Just a little bit about it, though. This press lets you do a bunch of things, really, for processing brass: deprime, pocket swage, bulge bust, and cast or sizing cast bullets too. So basically, as fast as you can pull the handle, you can do all those. I've used it now, I'm going to say a couple of months. This is just one bucket of primers that I've done. I've probably done about 5 of those. Just a little for size. I don't know why I keep them, but I do. Until I get full and dump them. There's various things you can get. This is the bullet sizer for my 9mm. So this is a little bit different than the standard Lee one. This one here, all you have to do is buy the internal sizer and just drops in there. This one's for 9mm, and I think it's I don't know, 0.352 or something, 0.356. And so if you want another one, you can buy the whole kit, or you just drop them in and screw it together. And the ram, of course. Okay, so it's a little bit different though when you're bullet sizing on this. So things are kind of opposite. So your ram, of course. So your ram, of course, goes in here. Okay, but it goes from the top. Okay, your sizer goes from the bottom. Okay, and goes into place. And now your bullets come down, and you feed stuff through tubes in this. Okay, so in cases you can get about 25 9mm cases in there, and they're fed down through. Now, on this unit, there's a, I suppose there's an official name for it, but I just call it a sled here. This goes back and forth, and is connected with this spring here. And I often wondered, why didn't they just put a solid piece of material rather than a spring? Well, I get thinking about it, and if it jams or something like that, which it does occasionally, a solid piece of material would break. Either break the plastic tabs or whatever, or break this. So this little sled has various adapters or height for different types of shells, different heights. Like I think I used this one when I did 22-250, and this one here is my go-to for 9mm. It goes on here and snaps on, and you'll notice it's two ways. So when you put it on this way, when the fingers come down, your case drops. They grab that case when it moves across, and when it goes over to here and your ram goes back the other way, the fingers let go, and it puts them right over that hole, and it comes back, slides back, and grabs another, and as fast as you pull the handle, she just goes back and forth. With this kit comes, like I say, various different sled adapters for different heights. It does come with these adapters for the tubes. Okay, so for the tube height, there's nothing more than just a bolt on there with three nuts holding this. So this normally would go, whoops, upside down, would go like this. But the problem is this is kind of universal for 2 or 3 different heights or tube sizes, and it's in the road. So using my 3D printer, I simply made a single one. That way it's not in the road like these are. Big and bulky. The only other change I made on this and added was for the spring. I made a sleeve, because what would happen sometimes is when you're operating it, if there's just a little bit of dirt or something, it would catch, and the spring would go like that, and then it would just snap right back once it got a little bit of force on it. So what I did is put that sleeve on there, and it gave it a little bit of rigidity so that it wouldn't do that, and it worked much better, but it still had the ability for the spring to stretch in case it did get caught really hard. So that's just a little modification I made, and it works very well. So this comes with 3 tubes actually. Actually, I think there's 4. There's another one there somewhere. And that smaller one, I don't know what I'd use that for, because one of these is 9mm and one is 45. It's a funny thing. These tubes are actually outside diameter the same, but one's for 9mm, etc. 10mm might go through it, but I doubt it. And the other one's for 45 and probably bigger calibers like that. The difference is the thickness of the wall. Probably won't be able to show you this camera, but the thickness of the wall, the tubing is what difference. Other than that, comes with it another set of fingers, fancy little wrench here for the, and I made a Lee sells these, but I made one on my printer. Basically goes on. I was skeptical actually that this would work, but I printed it anyway. Printed it on a lower quality because I didn't want to spend a lot of time if it didn't work as good as I thought, but I was really surprised. So I'll show you how this works here in a bit when I put my camera stationary so that you can see this in action. Hello everybody, we're back. I just wanted to show you a little bit different here on this unit here. So this is your sled that takes your bullet or casing across. So it snaps on here, and when you do bullets, it turns around this way. So the bullet drops down, it stabilizes, and you push it over to where that bullet size is, and you punch it down through. And so the other way is, of course, for the case. We'll go ahead and do stuff, and I will edit out what I don't need here. So I'm just hooking up the spring here. It works that there's a little, I'll call it a lever here. So when this comes down and pushes it back, this pushes this down and opens those fingers in there. And when you pull forward, it pulls it up, and those fingers tighten around whatever you have, and it deposits there. But when you go push back, those fingers open up and leave the shell casing right there. So I have to see. You always should start by nope, those are finished ones already. I sort my brass, so I pick out the nickel stuff. I just want to see if my heights are set right. Yep. The last one, because there's no weight on it, can fall out if you're not going at a constant rate. So